I've spent over 30 years as a physician here in the United States. And now, in my 60s, I dedicate most of my time to working with older adults, people like you, who want to stay healthy, independent, and full of life. If you've ever checked your blood pressure and noticed it creeping above 130 over 80, you might have felt that sinking fear in your chest. Am I in trouble? Am I already crossing into the danger zone? I've seen that look of worry countless times in my office, and I always tell my patients the same thing. High blood pressure does not have to control your future. The truth is, hypertension, often called the silent killer, rarely shows symptoms until it's already harming your body. But here's the hopeful part. Small, consistent changes can truly transform your life. I've watched patients turn their blood pressure around in just a few weeks, without complicated gadgets and sometimes even without medication. Today, I want to share with you the path I've seen work time and time again. We're going to explore practical steps that combine medical science with everyday wisdom. How you eat, how you move, how you rest, how you manage stress, and how you track your progress. Think of this not as a lecture, but as a friendly conversation. Imagine we're sitting across the kitchen table, sharing a cup of coffee, talking honestly about how to protect that most precious organ of all, your heart. Let's start with food, because every bite you take is either feeding your health. I once had a patient named Mary, 67 years old, who loved fried chicken, salty snacks, and diet sodas. Her blood pressure was 150 over 95. We didn't start with pills, we started with her plate. I asked her to try the DASH diet, more vegetables, fruits, whole grains, beans, fish, nuts, and low-fat dairy, while cutting back on fast food, packaged meals, and red meat. Within 6 weeks, her blood pressure dropped nearly 15 points. That wasn't magic. That was nutrition. Why does it work? Sodium is the main culprit. The average American consumes over 3,400 milligrams of sodium per day, far more than the recommended 1,500 to 2,300. Salt makes your body hold on to water, which increases blood pressure. But the good news is that cutting your daily salt intake in half can lower your systolic pressure by about 5 to 6 points. That might sound small, but it can mean the difference between safety and stroke. And it's not just about salt. Potassium, magnesium, and calcium found in bananas, beans, leafy greens, and yogurt help relax blood vessels and balance sodium's harmful effects. So now, picture your next meal. Will it be a greasy burger with fries or a fresh grilled salmon with a colorful salad? One choice pushes your numbers up, the other could add years to your life. Now let's talk about movement. Exercise is not punishment, it's freedom. My patient Tom, age 72, once told me, "Doc, I'm too old. What difference will it make now?" I challenged him. Just 20 minutes of brisk walking 5 days a week. He reluctantly agreed. 6 months later, Tom had lost 12 pounds. His blood pressure dropped 12 points, and he told me, "I feel 20 years younger." Science backs this up. A long-term Harvard study found that adults who walked briskly reduced their risk of developing high blood pressure by 31% compared to those who are sedentary. And exercise doesn't have to mean the gym. It can be dancing with your spouse, swimming at the community pool, cycling in the park, or gardening. The key is consistency. Think of your body like a violin. If you play it only once in a while, the sound is rough. But when you practice daily, the music flows. Next, let's talk about stress. Have you ever noticed your blood pressure rise after an argument? That's adrenaline and cortisol at work. These hormones are helpful in emergencies but harmful when they linger. I once treated a man who was under constant financial stress. Despite good diet and exercise, his blood pressure stayed high. Only when he began journaling at night, writing out his worries before bed, did his numbers begin to drop. You don't need hours of meditation to calm stress. Just 5 minutes of deep breathing can lower blood pressure temporarily. Yoga, prayer, or a slow evening walk can reset your nervous system. And don't overlook sleep. Less than 6 hours per night dramatically raises your risk for hypertension.